Hi everyone, so I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to use your digital wedding planner in Canva. So when you open up your file, this is going to be the page that you're greeted with. So this is the main page where you will do the majority of your editing in Canva. So you can change all text and fonts and colours, images, etc. on here. The first thing you probably want to do is just change the name. So up here is where you're going to change your file name. So for this purpose, because I've used Ben and Lucy in this file as an example, we're just going to change it to Ben and Lucy. Then when you click out of it, that's going to automatically save. And up here, you'll see that all changes have been saved. So everything in Canva auto saves, which is really good. But I would say always still just double check it's auto saved. And then you have your zoom in and out button here. So you can just drag that as you wish to help editing a bit easier. And then another really good thing here is the grid view. So the grid view will show you the running order of the pages of your planner. So this is where you can move things around, change things, etc. So in this planner, you have two cover options. So you can decide which one you want to use. So today we're going to use this one. So what we need to do then is just remove this one from our planner. So when you click on this page, you have the little three dots up here and you click on that one and we're going to delete that page from our planner. And then if you want to change the order of pages, again, really easy. So we're going to swap these two pages around. So if I just click and hold on that one, start to drag it, and then you'll see that purple line comes in between. So it shows you that's where that's going to go. And that's changed our running order. So you can do that anywhere in your planner. So we're going to come out of grid view now and go back to our main editing page. So for example, in this we have a lot of images that you can replace with your own photos or your inspo photos for your wedding. So in order to remove this image, all you need to do is just click on it. And then I like to just use the backspace bar. So I'm using a MacBook to do this. I tend to just use the backspace, but you can click delete as well. And then once you've deleted that, you're going to see the frame that's left behind. So any photo that you put in this area is going to fit to this frame. So what you'll need to do is upload your own photos. So you can upload photos of yourself or your inspiration photos, and you do it here in uploads. So you'll click on upload files, and then once you upload files, it will then populate here and you can choose whichever photo you like. So for this one, let's just use this photo here. So I'm just going to click on that, and then it's going to just drop itself onto there. So it hasn't dropped itself into the frame yet. However, you just click on it, hold it, wiggle it a little bit, and you can see it sort of goes a little bit fuzzy behind, and you can see when it does that, that's then dropped it into the frame. So you can then let go, and it's going to drop it in. And say, for example, you don't like the positioning of how it is in the frame, so you can crop it, etc. So we're going to crop this photo a little bit. And the way we do that, we just double click on it, and then you're going to pull on these little handles here, and we're just going to crop it a little bit like that. And then we're just going to click out of it. So another thing that you can do in this planner is duplicate pages. So let's find a page to duplicate. So let's say we have one page of our memories, but we want to have two pages. So up here, you'll see a few little navigation buttons. And here it will say duplicate page. So we click on that one, and it's going to create a second page of exactly the same thing. And you can delete all of these photos exactly the same as how I've just showed you, and then you can replace them with all of your own photos. You can also change the frame size as well here as well, so whatever you wanted to do, you don't have to have exactly like this. I'm just going to delete this page because we don't need it right now. Another little trick that I just wanted to show you, so on some of these pages you'll see like this one has a nice colour block behind it. So for example, if you wanted that on this page as well, what you can do is select it. So you'll see that that has selected that part because it's got the purple line around it. And then we're going to just two-finger click on it, if I can do it correctly. Let me try again. There we go. And then we're just going to click copy. And then if we scroll to our page, make sure we've selected this page. And then you click anywhere on the page, 2-finger click again, and just click paste. And this is going to put it in front of our design at the moment. So obviously what we want to do is put this actually to the back. So if this happens where it's gone to the front of your design, we simply click on it here, and then we're going to go to our position tool up here, and this is going to take you to this little sidebar. So you have arrange and you have layers. So I tend to use arrange, and I will just, you can either keep clicking backwards or you can put to the back, and then it will put it to the back of your page. If you do anything by mistake, it's really, really easy to correct. So you have 2 buttons up here. So you've got the undo button and redo button. So if we click undo, that's just going to keep taking it a step back, and then we've then got our page back to how it was. And like with anything on this, I just want to show you as well that you can change the colour. So if you don't like this colour, when you click on the box and select it, click up here to colour, and then you can change it to any colour that you like. So this will look different on your screen compared to mine. You do have your default colours, but they're probably maybe a little bit loud for this planner. So I'm going to just choose this colour up here that's just on mine. However, what you can do is also add a new colour. So this is great if you have a hex code. So you can find a hex code and put it in here to get the exact colour match. Or if you click on here, you can just move and drag this around to the colour that you like, and then you can use this little bar, and then it change the tone, it'll go through all of the tones, etc. on there. And then if we found one that we like, we're happy with that one, we're just going to click out of it, and that will change the colour of the background there. You can also edit any text and any fonts, sizes, colours, etc. on here. So when you click into a text box, it's going to come up with this little bar, and then you can change any fonts in here, the size, colour, etc. So if you want to match the colour that we've used, you can use it like that as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to group and ungroup items and elements as well. So let me find, so here on the wedding party, so for example, I've set this up with 8 people on there. You may not have 8, you might have 6. So that's not a problem. What I'm going to do for this, I'm going to show you how I would edit it. So I always tend to make a duplicate page just in case I go really wrong, and it just makes it easier to go back rather than keep editing it until it's right. So we want 3 people along here, so we have 3 on each line rather than 4 on each line. So what I'm going to actually do, so on here all I'm doing is clicking on it and clicking backspace. I find that's just the easiest way, and I'm just going to leave it so we have 1 left, and then I'm just going to show you sort of how I would do things on here. So right, we have 1 left on here, so I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so it's going to fit the space a bit nicer. And on here, so we're just dragging the handles just to make it bigger there. And then with these are all separate at the moment, so to save you a bit of time so you're not having to line everything up each and every time, what I would do is then group elements. So to group an element, it will then make all of these 3 parts one item that moves together. So I'm going to select that one, and then I'm going to hold the shift key, and I'm going to keep holding it down, select that one, and they all go purple once they're selected. And then I've selected all those 3, I'm going to release the shift, and then it's going to show me a little icon here that says group. So I'm just going to click on group, and now this acts as 1 movable element rather than 3 separate ones. So you'll see the little dotted lines which will show you then it's in the middle, which is always really handy. So we're just going to drag and drop that there. And then I want to populate another 2 along here. So again, what I would do is click on this photo, and then I'm going to hold the shift down and click on that one, release and group. And then what I would do is duplicate. So when you click duplicate, it's going to put it on top there. And then I just want to put this one in the middle. If I can get it in the middle, there we go. So you'll see the lines at the top and the bottom as well. It shows you it's in line. And then we're going to duplicate again. Now, what normally happens is it'll put it in the exact position because it sort of remembers what you've just done. So that's quite handy. So that's how I would edit that. Again, you can edit colours, etc. on this one as well. One thing you'll notice in this planner is that it's fully hyperlinked. So on each page you'll have a home button. So this, when you click on it, this shows you that it's a hyperlink. So this is hyperlinked to the table of contents page. So when you click that, it will take you to that page. So if you're on an iPad or a tablet or anything, it makes it really, really easy to navigate. So with the hyperlinks, for example, let's go into our grid view. Now, say, for example, we want to change our sections. So we actually want to have inspiration as our first section and our story as our second section. These are all hyperlinked in here. So these are all pre-hyperlinked to go to the relevant pages. So if you were to change the sections, you would just need to change the hyperlinks. It's really simple to do, but you just need to make sure that you do it so that it works properly. So let's select and move our sections. So to group, we've got 3 pages in this section. So we're going to just hold and shift and then click. And then when we, I've still got shift held right now. And then when we click and just drag, then we're going to put it in this section here. And release, and there our sections have been changed. So what we would then need to do, so now we have section 2 is actually now section 1, if that makes sense. So I would just go in here, change that to section 1, and then you would need to go just back to your hyperlink page, and our section 1 now is going to be linked to the wrong page. So all we need to do, we're going to change the text on here. And then we're just going to change when we click edit link here. So on here it will have the page that it's currently linked to. So we want to click on that, just delete, and then let's find, we're going to select this page. So this is the page that we want to link it to. Click done. What you'll notice what Canva does is it will automatically put a line under the link, which to me isn't particularly aesthetic. I don't like it. If you want to remove that, all you do is just click into it and just click underline, and it will take that underline off for you. So that's how you would change. If you wanted to change the order of the sections, you just need to go in and just change the hyperlinks like that. And with this planner as well, so you can completely fill this out on Canva. So you can fill all of this out in Canva, or you can, completely delete all the text and fill it out yourself with pen and paper. So on here, for example, I've just, filled out a little bit here. So if you wanted to fill this in Canva, you can do, just type away. If you want to leave these completely blank because you want to fill these out on a printable, just backspace everything, just double click, backspace, and then you can print it like that and fill that out with pen and paper. Also as well, if you're using this as a printable rather than a digital product, then you can delete all the home buttons as well if you prefer to have it a little bit more aesthetic on there. And for example, let's just click undo on that one. Another little thing that you can do, if you want to add a page, so you can add a blank page, and you were using this as a digital product, so you would want a little home button on here. So all you would need to do is click on your home button and then click on copy, go onto your page and click paste, and it's going to put it in the exact same position as it is up here as well. So it just makes it a lot easier rather than having to figure out exactly where it's supposed to go. It puts it exactly in the right position there. So I'll just delete that page because I don't need it. And then you'll find a lot of tables in this planner. So there's quite a lot you can do with these tables. So you can completely customize this. What you can do as well is you can make, if you just drag the lines here, you can make this bigger or smaller to your needs. You can as well change the colours, and you can change the border as well with this. So if you just wanted to change one colour, so this is only selected this box. So when you select this box, go up to here to colour, and you can change the colour, and it will just change that one box. If you want to change this whole header, you can do exactly the same thing, so just repeat it, or you can go and select each one. So, and all you would do is just select and press Shift at the same time, and then that's going to select all three when you release Shift, and then come up to here to colour, and then choose your colour that you want to use. And you can change the border colour as well. So if you, for example, just have one selected, the same thing goes. So it's only going to change the border of that one cell. If you want to change the border of the entire table, make sure you click one of these corner toggles, and then you're going to click up here to border, and you can change your border colour. So let's put it to that pink colour again, and that's changed all of the border colour on there. On some of the pages as well, you'll find a little note section. So I'm going to just try and find one that has notes. So this has a little note section on here. So you can, again, you can either completely delete this box if you want to fill it out by hand, or you can type your notes on these and it will populate these lines as well. And again, you can change the colours in here as well. You also have the questions. So there's a questions for each vendor in here. So I've pre-filled these, so you can use these if you want to. You don't have to use my questions. You can use whatever you like here and fill them out to the questions that you wanted to ask, and then put your answer in these sections. And then on your comparison pages, so the same thing goes. You can fill this out online on Canva, or if you wanted to fill this out by hand, then when you backspace this, you'll see that it changes the text box, so it's a small box now. So the way to combat this is really easy. Just keep pressing return just to make that box bigger, and then it will keep it that size. So you can do that for anything here as well. So if we want to fill this out by hand, we don't want that text there, we want an empty box, just click backspace and just keep pressing return just to make the box bigger. So on here as well, so you'll find quite a few checklists throughout. Again, you can change anything you like on here. I've pre-filled some of them just to help you along the way and give you a head start, but you don't have to use anything that I have suggested on there if you don't want to. So let's go on to our seating plan section, and what you'll find on here, let's go to the wedding reception planner. So this is set up for 8 people at a table. So for example, you might not have 8 people at a table, you might have 6. So what we can do, you can delete rows. So if you click on the little 3 dots and then click delete row, and then you can click once that box is selected and then click delete row again, and then you've got 6, for example. So you can do that for the rest of these, and you can also, once they're a little bit smaller, you might want to move the boxes around so it's a little bit more aesthetic. So you can just sort of drag these around just to fit the page a little bit better once you've deleted them. And then we have our head table page. So again, this is set up for 10 people on your head table. So you may have 8. So what we're going to do, we're going to select our table, and we're just going to delete that row, and then we're going to select 9 as well, and we're going to delete that one, and then now we've got 8 in there. And then what we'll do, we'll just delete these as well. So we'll delete 9 and 10. So I'm just backspacing, clicking and backspacing on those. So now we've got 8 seats, and then we can move this we just pull the little handle to where we want it. So let's put it there. And then again, you might want to then just change the positioning of these on the page. So the way that I would do that, another way to group things, if you click and hold, and it will start drawing this line, and you'll see everything gets selected. And then you just release once you're ready and click group. And now it's going to move as one element rather than having to move every single thing. So we can move that a little bit further down, and we can move this a little bit further down, you know, for example, just to make it a little bit more even on the page now. And then on the floor plan designer, so again, everything on here is editable. You can change the fonts, the colors, everything on here. If I zoom in slightly, then you'll see on here you've got table and then you've got number, and the number hasn't been filled out. So you can put your table number in there, and you can move these to wherever you wanted them to, you know, however you wanted to set up your floor plan, you can change that completely in here. And then the main things that you'll be using on the sidebar are going to be the elements, the text, and the uploads. So the elements is quite handy, especially for this. So say for example you wanted to add a different shape in here, you can do so. You can click on elements and then, you know, click on circle, and you'll find a circle shape, and you can change the color up here like all the rest and change it to wherever you want to put it. But you can also duplicate these as well. So with these, sometimes they're a bit small, so they don't have all of the buttons, so then you just click on it and click on duplicate, and you've got a duplicate one. You can change the text and things of that in there as well. So once you've finished editing your planner and you have everything looking the way that you want it to, you can then go and download your design. So the way you would do this, you go to share up here, and then you're going to click on download, and then you get a little warning box here. So it says, looks like you have links. For links to work, please use PDF. So up here it will say PNG, so we actually want to change that to PDF, and therefore our links, our hyperlinks, so our little home buttons and our table of contents, they're all going to work with the PDF standard. And then you just click download. If you wanted to use this as a printable rather than a digital file, you can print it as a US letter size. So that's the size of this template, and you can scale it to fit on your printer settings. Everyone's printer will be different, but just select US letter size on your settings. I think that's covered everything that I wanted to go through with setting up your planner and the basic editing tools that you're going to need in Canva to get you going. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message via Etsy, and I hope you have the best time planning your wedding and have an amazing wedding day.